Hey guys, what's going on? Angel Vivaldi here with an updated breakdown on the new rig I'm taking on the road with me for the Touring You Apart North America and Canada tour. So let's dive in and take a look. So we'll start with the guitars. This is my main submission that you primarily always see me with. This is Dorothy. She is a super rare Ibanez RG CT7, mahogany body, flame maple top. She's loaded with DiMarzio deactivator pickups, which sound like magic in mahogany. String wise, I'm using Dunlop Super Brights. This is a 52 to a 9. Always using Dunlop Jazz 3s as well for picks. The cool thing about this guitar are the frets. These are SBB 213-195 frets. What that means, I have no idea, but they're awesome and I really love the way that they feel. The shame that Ibanez guitars don't have more of them, but it makes Dorothy extra special. This here is Sophia. She's my main nothing. She's not my main. She's my side bitch. She's an Ibanez 7-string custom, primarily just a backup on tour. But regardless, I really wanted to go for different specs. So she has American basswood body, D-Sonic DiMarzio in the bridge, and a liquefier in the neck, which sound beautiful in basswood. It really responds gorgeously, and it sounds nice and warm and bubbly. And but this guitar feels fantastic. It sounds great. If you do see me using this guitar, some shit went down with Dorothy. Hopefully you don't see me using this guitar, but if I did, I'm not going to complain because it's really nice. So now onto the rig. No rig is complete without a Furman power conditioner. It's probably the most boring piece of equipment in everyone's rig, but it is in everyone's rig, so kids, you need one. Moving on to the juicy stuff. Directly below it we have a Line 6 G90. I've never before used a wireless, and I didn't really think it was going to make that much of a difference, but not being connected to a cable is incredibly liberating, and it actually helps me play better. It's strange, but it's a mental thing. But this unit in particular is very transparent, no tonal loss at all, no latency. I'm really loving it, and I'm really anxious to see how it holds up on the road. Now, directly below the Line 6 G90, we have an Axe-Fx XL Plus. This is the most recent release from the guys at Fractal Audio. I'm pretty sure you guys are rather familiar with it, but it's one of the top-of-line preamps out in the market today. This thing can run the sun. It is incredibly powerful. I use about 2% of what it's capable of. I'll go into the amp models real quick. I'm actually using a Mark V biamped with a 6505 Plus for my lead tone. I definitely am getting more experimental with the sounds in it just to get the most potential out of it, but I'm not too much of a gear, head or tone chaser. So moving on below that, we have the Mesa Boogie Strategy. It is not a Strategy, it is a Simul 295 stereo power amp. This thing has about like 90 tubes in it. It weighs as much as a small family, but it is incredible. It sounds amazing. This has a tremendous amount of volume. Total overkill for this tour, but it allows for a lot more headroom. So between the headroom and just the way it colors the Axe-Fx, it's just phenomenal. I really love how it responds. So one of the things I really wanted to go out of my way to do for this tour is to automate as much as I possibly can. So I implemented the use of my MacBook Pro. I'm running Logic, and what this is, it's a session of my entire set with click tracks. You'll see them on the top here. So what this allows me to do, it allows me to not only to automate the patch switching on my Axe-Fx automatically, but it also runs my entire light show to sync up with the set. So how I'm doing that, this track on the bottom here, this instance has all my patch switching, so lead, rhythm, clean, clean, wet, all my different sounds at different measures. So for instance, song 1, measure 13, I go to a lead, and then measure 29, I go back to my rhythm patch. It does this automatically. So how I'm doing that is I'm using this Focusrite as a MIDI controller. So what's happening is this is connected to my MacBook Pro. This says, all right, send the signal from here to the Axe-Fx and say, all right, go to rhythm 1, go to rhythm 2. So this eliminates the need for a floorboard. However, in case something does go wrong on this end, I have a Voodoo Labs ground control, which we'll take a look at in a little bit, just to override it, God forbid something does go wrong. So going back to how the light show works, there's two instances or tracks here that send different signals to a DMX's box, and that sends a signal to the lights saying, hey, turn green, turn red, strobe, cause seizures. So that's happening throughout the entire set. So literally all we have to do is just hit the space bar and start rocking out. Alright, so moving down to the pedal board over here, this is the Voodoo Labs ground control. And this is just in case the automation process just stops working because, again, we're on tour, which is Latin for things going wrong. So what I can do is I can just override it in the front of house on stage in case that stops working. And to the right of that, we have a custom Dunlop Crybaby. This is really cool because all I have to do is press on it slightly and it automatically turns on. There's no button or anything that I have to, slam down and to activate. And on top of that, it sounds amazing. I'm really in love with this wah, so I'm definitely using it a little more than I normally would. So that pretty much wraps it up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see all your beautiful faces on the Touring You Apart North America and Canada tour starting on October 7th through November 22nd. Until next time, stay metal. Oh, I can't mess up my hair.
This is Mike Piniella from Symphony X, and you are geeking out to Gear Gods. Yamaha Motif 7, awesome board. I've been using it. I'll never use anything else.
What else? Rosewood fretboard, I'm sorry, maple neck. Over here, we have Mike Romeo's signature model. This is the MJR3.